Bang! Needs Knives, I'm Jared, and we have two new Bestech knives we're going to check out. The first one is the Bestechman Goodboy, which is part of their budget line, the Bestechman knives. So this is an affordable knife in D2 steel, and it has a G10 handle with inset steel liners. And I like how they're inset, so they're very difficult to see without looking in between the scales. The action's really good. The thumb studs are a little bit lower than the scales, so you shouldn't have to worry about them pulling them out of the pocket and them catching and, kind of waving open or anything. But they're big enough and have enough gripping that it allows you to get a good flick on it. They're not too close to the scales. I mean, they are pretty close, but because of the way they're shaped and just, the texture on them, it works really good. The D10's slightly on the lighter side. It's not bad. When I sit here and do this, it doesn't feel too bad, but it does feel a little bit lighter than maybe I'd like. It's not too light though. It's still fine. And you can see the drop on it from the button. It is very, very smooth. And that could also be it, man, because when you flick it, man, it's so smooth. The button is inset. I love to see that. So, it barely protrudes up. So when it's in the hand and you're gripping, you're not going to have, you're not going to hit the button unless if you intentionally do it. Deep carry clip inset with flat screws and reversible. Love to see that, especially for a button lock because it is so ambidextrous. Now, this coating looks like a titanium nitride coating. I'm not sure how well it'll hold up. I did do a little bit of cutting with it, but not too much. And, it seems like it's holding up just fine, but, I didn't put it through anything heavy. So I imagine if you do, it's definitely going to show some wear and tear. Sharpening tool and plunge grind is decent. I'm not going to complain about it. They left a couple sharpenings in there. It's relatively thin behind the edge. You probably have about 3 sharpenings there before you'll hit the plunge grind. This does have a bit of a dual grind. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's really functional at all, but it does. You can kind of see the shadow right there where it does taper down right here at the tip. Maybe making the tip a little bit more pokier. I'm not sure because it doesn't feel like it's for toughness, but maybe it is. But either way, it's not going to affect anything as far as sharpening or cutting performance. So if anything, maybe it'll add a little strength to the tip, or maybe, it might help it make it a little pokier. I'm not 100%. But all in all, man, solid knife. Very, very simple, simple ergos. They're very comfortable in the hand. It is relatively slim, super lightweight, very ergonomic. You can use it basically in any grip. It does, have some fidget factor to it. So, in the blade shape is a super versatile blade shape. You can totally use the tip for utility cuts, and you got a decent amount of cutting edge. So really cool. And, I'm sure it comes in a bunch of different colors. I will link everything I can down in the description. Now, the next one actually dropped today, and that is the Bestech Lito. So this comes in, I think, 4 different options. And like I said, they dropped today. I will have everything linked down in the description. It's actually really cool, man. This is a compact little knife. However, you can get a full grip on it. You wouldn't think so looking at it because it's kind of small, or at least the handle looks small, but because of the way it goes from narrow to thick, which I really like, and I've said that a lot, when a knife goes from slim to thicker, it just allows you to really get a good grip. So very, very grippy for a small compact knife. The blade steel's M390. It is somewhat of a straight back. It has a little bit of drop to it. However, because of the size though, it is going to be fantastic for utility cuts and any EDC use, like really, really useful. The geometry is nice, very, very pokey tip, and the whole thing kind of tapers downward if you look, which I do really, really like. That helps that blade be even more effective for EDC because this tip is going to aim at, basically whatever you are, poking at or pointing at, even without even trying, because it's just kind of tapered that way, if that makes sense. So I do like this blade shape and just the whole handle design and the way, it forms together. And you can use this left-handed. I know the clip is reversible because it basically being a bolster lock, or it being a bolster lock, it's very easy to use both right and left-handed. So you're not gonna lock yourself out with the lock bar. Then the lock bar access, this is some of the best lock bar access I've seen. And I don't mean just because there's so much access, but look at the texturing on there. It's actually almost like a file. So when you apply pressure or touch it, it literally grips you back. It is so comfortable to disengage this knife. And to me, that's huge. I think that, well, I mean, a lot of people might not think so, but to me, I really appreciate that, because I think as easy as a knife is to open, it should also be just as easy and comfortable to close. And it really feels like a premium knife when they pay attention to that little detail. Because to me, that can just ruin a knife. You can have the best knife in the world, and if it has horrible, painful access to unlock, then, you know, it just ruins it. Like I said, there's 4 different versions. The micarta on this one is really good quality micarta. Very happy with that. Good texturing. It has a nice soft yet tacky feel to it. The thumb studs, very well jimped, well placed, super snappy, very easy to get to for the reverse flick or thumb flick. Detent, very well tuned for it. No complaints at all with the action. It is very fidgety. Now, the clip is, you know, it's a deep carry wire clip that is reversible. I do feel that a bit in the hand. So, you know, because it's a deep carry clip and because of, you know, these little angles, now it's not painful, but I notice it there. I can tell it's there. I can put it into a position to where it's irritating, but if I just grab it as I normally would, you know, it's fine. You know, it's not bothering me. I just notice it. My biggest complaint would be, honestly, the sharpening tool and plunge grind. Go figure, right? Because they did a tapering plunge grind instead of a plunge grind that's separated from the edge, or the end of the plunge grind where it separates from the edge. Instead, the end of the plunge grind hits the edge. So I don't like that. You know, it will create a smile when you sharpen it, and they put the stop pin back there so you can't cut in your own choil. It's not that big of a deal unless if you really care. You'll still be able to sharpen it just fine, but it will make a little smile back there, especially if you lower back the edge angle. But all in all, you know, the titanium is very well done, nice chamfer. It feels, you know, very comfortable in the hand. For such a compact knife, it's like surprisingly comfortable. And because of the size of it, this little blade shape, man, or this little blade, it just, you feel like, you know, it's so capable of tasks because of this little handle that's so grippy and, you know, and so secure in the hand that, you know, it feels very useful. It really does. So I like it. I like it quite a bit. The jimping is also good jimping, not too sharp, but it's also not, you know, useless. And yeah, man, really, really cool. This is definitely one, I think, for the people that like the smaller knives. This is definitely one to check out. They did a damn good job with this one. You know, I have a couple little nitpicks, but nothing that I would say would stop you from wanting to get it. Let's talk about the price. $189, at least for this version. I didn't look up all the versions. I just looked up one. So $189. I'm not mad at that at all. That's pretty decent. You know, I had a video the other day where I was talking about a knife and I was talking about the price being a little bit too high. And this was a great example of why that knife was priced a little bit too high, because you can get, you know, great knives with, you know, basically the same materials, build quality and everything for around 180, you know, 180, 190. So yeah, this is solid. Not bad at all. You know, you're getting premium materials with premium build quality, fit, finish, and, you know, all the good stuff. So, and I forgot to say, I should have said it, it is a Hostop Hell design. Excuse me. It's a Hostop Hell design. You guys have seen him on the channel quite a bit. I've had tons of his designs on the channel. Awesome knife designer. So yeah, and he does a lot of stuff with Bestech. So shout out to Hostop Hell. So there you guys go. Just a quick look at these 2 new models from Bestech. Well, Bestech and Bestechman. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.